The glass chain is a series of letters between several German expressionist architects in the beginning of the 20th century, in which they discussed changing architecture through the use of glass and turned glass into a dominant building material. Paul Scheerbart, a German author and a painter, was one of the expressionist architecture members who played a significant role in the evolution of architecture and suggested the use of glass. He was a progressive thinker in terms of art and architecture, pushing glass architecture in his fantasy essays that influences architects such as Bruno Taut and Adolf Bene. Scheerbart argued that architecture must change and reach higher levels, which can be obtained only by freeing architecture from the enclosed characters of the old traditions' designs. Bruno Taut, a German architect, was one of the participants in the chain letter and essentially glorified the use of glass in his work. He was influenced by the writing of Paul Scheerbart and had lines inscribed from Scheerbart's poems into the glass pavilion. The glass pavilion was built in 1914 and designed by Bruno Taut for the Kollendeutscher Werkbund exhibition. Scheerbart aspired for a utopian future that relies on the industrial development and believed that glass is optimal for this change. Glass represented the vehicle through which architecture could transform itself and shift the old society into an enlightened one. The main characteristics of glass that allow the creation of a new utopian society is its transparency. The architects believed that they must free society from its enclosed character that is manifested through the use of solid brick walls. Moreover, glass promotes transparency between people, lifting the brick barrier curtains between what's considered private and public, and by that creating a more united society that moving one step forward towards gaining a utopian environment. In this photo, you can see the Rodolph Petersdorf department store in Breslau, Poland. It was built in 1927 by the German architect Erich Mendelssohn. It is a 6-story commercial building characterized mostly by its large glass window panes and a semicircular fencing tower at the corner of the building. What is unique about this building for that time was street-facing facades that were covered with glass windows with very thin frames, allowing street-level spectators to look inwards. In addition, occupants of the building's top floors had an unobstructed view of the outside world. Glass allows natural light to brighten interior rooms, and if used properly in architecture, it can also create new and interesting spaces when glass is constructed in different angles. In 1924, Mendelssohn built the Einstein Tower, an astrophysical observatory in Potsdam, Germany. The unique shape and requirements of the building gave Mendelssohn the opportunity to manifest his glass advocacy by incorporating multiple, relatively large and unique shaped windows in the stairwell and main areas. The glass is available in different colors, which can serve as art so it can be enjoyed by the masses, whether they are inside or outside the spaces. But most of all, glass represents change, from conformity in architecture that will encourage the development of industrialization and contribute to the reconstruction of a transparent society.